Taylor Duke, and I'm a dual enrolled student here at GMC. When a student applies to universities and institutions, the SAT provides a screener for the college acceptance boards. This essentially means that if your scores are not high enough for the university or institution that you're wanting to apply for, your application will most likely not be considered. The SAT helps the board compare a huge pool of applicants by just looking at a single cumulative score. To better the chances of getting into the desired university or institution, the student should have a high SAT score that makes them comparable to other competitive students. Have you ever wondered how much a series of questions can affect your entire college career? If your answer to this is no, it is crucial to recognize the significance of standardized testing and how it can make or break your college acceptance process. As a senior in high school attending UGA in the fall, I'm familiar with anticipating a letter from my colleges of choice. I reflect on the seriousness that the SAT has had on what colleges I applied to and which ones I was accepted into. Achievement on the SAT can determine the success of a student in the college application process. It is necessary for a student applying to colleges to provide an analysis of their SAT scores and the scores of their competitors in order to assure their success in the college acceptance process. Here are some examples of what competitive schools in the nation and what their average SAT score is. Harvard would be a 1525 average SAT score. The University of Georgia would be a 1300. Brown University would be 1490. And Georgia Tech would be a 1400. So now you might ask, why are competitive SAT scores very important? Besides the fact that colleges require SAT scores as a sufficient qualification of admission, there are various reasons why each student should take and try to excel at the SAT. Paying for college is very expensive, but many scholarships can be obtained by students with a competitive SAT score. Scholarships should be a major consideration for any college-bound student, making the SAT a vital part of their future. Almost, if not all, of academic scholarships require not only success in the classroom, but also a show of excellent test scores. To be considered for any merit-based scholarship, the student has to do exceptionally well, not only on standardized testing, but also in the classroom. I know many students that live in a home where college is only an option if aid and scholarship money can be obtained. When students get higher test scores that lead to scholarships, they save themselves and their parents a lot of money. 70% of all graduates from college have student loans. Through the help of merit-based scholarships, you can essentially put yourself in the minority group of American college graduates who are not paying back student loans. In the last few years, many employers have asked for student scores right out of college. Ooh, I had to sneeze. It is vital to take standardized testing seriously and to not give test scores to the best of your ability, but to be comparative to other competitive students. With many satisfactory jobs in the field of work, many employers now look to SAT scores for more insight on who would be the best candidate. Mark Rick, Managing Director of Consulting Industry Recruiting from White House PIMS, told WSJ that clients have asked his company to funnel out the candidates with scores in or above the 95th percentile. Employers request job candidates' SAT scores to find the best candidate. As the job market grows, we can see an incline in the importance of SAT scores in the job application as well as the interview process. SAT scores could be what makes or breaks if someone gets the job or not. SAT scores have been proven to accurately gauge not only students' preparedness for college, but their future college success as well. The SAT is used to determine how prepared a student is for a college-level education, as well as their preparedness for rigor at that certain university or institution. Scores are utilized by college committees that measure the pool of application. With this being said, in order to secure your spot at your dream university or institution, You must adequately prepare for the SAT to receive the best score possible. Scores that are exceptionally high have been linked to higher success in college. This has to do with the correlation between high test scores, prestigious universities, and the level of rigor provided at these institutions. The SAT to many can seem like a terrible commitment. Is there any way to make it a little less dreadful? By seeing the SAT as a milestone that can help you reach your future goals and aspirations, it is easier to complete and achieve. A few things that each student should acknowledge when it comes to taking the SAT would be, when realizing that your future is on the line, 3.5 hours means nothing. You are given 3.5 hours to make or break your college career. If you do not want to take the SAT multiple times, you should study and adequately prepare yourself. In this case, the quality of study matters more than the quantity. Your chances of getting into the college of your dreams is only as great as your test scores. This means that it is vital to put an emphasis on making your test scores as high as they can possibly be. Any successful person is competitive, and having a competitive SAT score is critical for your success. Many competitions in life are very similar to taking the SAT. You should know that as a high school student, anxious and hopeful, you are competing with many other anxious and hopeful students who might be way more qualified than you. To be able to prevail in the journey of being accepted into college, it is important to put yourself in the best position possible by having that competitive SAT score. If two students are equal in almost all aspects of an application, the College Admissions Board will look at the two applicants' SAT scores. The applicant with the more competitive score, even if by a few points, will get in over the other student. Now that you understand how important SAT scores are in the process of determining college acceptance, let's look at how to apply to college. Seeing yourself on college decision day for your dream university of an institution. Here are the two options that could be running through your head at this moment. Your SAT scores were exceptional and you're comparable to the top students that applied. You are confident that you will be able to compete with other students that applied, and you're sure that you will be able to prove worthy enough due to your SAT score. Your SAT scores were at or below average, or this is the second example. Your SAT scores were at or below average compared to other students that applied. You know that you should have or could have put in more work into accomplishing a higher score. You hope that everything else on your application will set you apart from other applicants because you had an insufficient performance on your standardized testing. It should be apparent which scenario everyone would want to have when applying to college. Each applicant wants to have confidence in their future. This is why it is important to secure your successful future by putting a greater emphasis on your SAT scores. How many people in the audience have taken the SAT before? How many people in the audience would have the SAT score that they want?
I don't.
How many people in the audience want to take the SAT one more time?
I should, but I'm not going to.
Before it is too late, take action. With a changing world full of growing minds, working hard to excel over other applicants is the most important thing to do. The most crucial step in securing your success is to produce scores that you can feel very confident in. Does anyone have any questions?
How many times have you taken the SAT?
I have taken the SAT 4 times.
Do you have the score that you want?
I do not have the score that I want, but it helps me get into college, so
What score do you want?
I would like to have a 1400, but I have a 1260, so
Where are you going to college?
I'm going to the University of Georgia.
Go Dogs.
You're right, go Dogs. Thank you.